What a week it's been for Ghana sports. Friday night is ours. Benjamin Nketia here. Sports Panorama. As we always say, we are live. A lot to digest. As far as this week in sports is concerned, so first of all, we had a protest this week. Yes. The Save Ghana football demo. I came off. I was overwhelmed by the numbers. We'll touch on that. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, he officially commissioned the Borteman Sports Complex facility, which will host, I think, 7 sports. Or 7 disciplines, I should say. We'll try and bring you up to speed on the African Games. What's the level of preparedness from our athletes? What are the expectations? In the vein of athletics and track and field, we'll talk about NISAC. I want you to tell me who the greatest athlete from your high school is. Who is your high school's greatest athlete? And what sporting discipline is your high school most famous for? I can go on and on about athletes from my end. I'll touch on a few going on in the show. We will also talk about the sports minister making his appearance in Parliament to confirm the budget issues relating to the AFCON. So now he says, and he has confirmed that Ghana did spend $3 million on the AFCON. We'll try and get into that a bit. Raphael Jamina was laid to rest today. That did not go under the radar for us. We were represented there. Yahweh Jamie was there. He'll tell us about what it was like over there. Of course, there was Champions League action. And there's live football here. I'll get you all of that in a bit. Nathan Kwa is here. Bernard Abekoacho is here. Yahweh Jamie is here as well. Coach Christopher Nimley will be joining us in a bit. And hopefully Veronica Kome, you out there listening to us, can join us via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram. 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Let's get into the issues and let's start off with the Save Ghana football demo. Guys, welcome to the show. Yao, Jamie, Bernard, Nathan, welcome to the show. Let's get into it, really. Yao, you were at the demonstration that started at the Obra Sport. First of all,
Nathan was there too.
Yeah, Nathan came through right after the breakfast show. I was caught up in some promo stuff, so unfortunately I couldn't be there. But I saw pictures. I did support the cause on social media. Very interesting demonstration there. I found it interesting that there was a counter demonstration. So Veronica is here. No, let me get my bell.
Yes.
There was a counter demonstration, and I saw a counter press conference where some supporters of the national team and also some journalists held a presser to say that Ghana football was indeed in safe hands. Amazing stuff. We'll get it. into all of that. But let me start off with Veronica. Veronica, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good to see all of you.
Nice to see you too.
It's a blessing to have.
I see that. I see that Veronica is gradually attaining Yas Antoine status. Coolly, it's good. We love it. Tell me about the prep towards the protest. How challenging was it? I saw that you managed to distribute a lot of Save Ghana Football T-shirts. I didn't think there would be that many people repping it, but that was a thing. The numbers that turned up, was that something you expected? Was that something you planned for? And also submitting the petition finally, first off at the FA and then with Parliament. Walk us through all of that.
Judging from the mood of the nation, we knew that people were upset. People are unhappy about the way our football is getting run. The Black Stars campaign had angered many, but for many, it was the beginning of the lowest we have sunk in a while. So the mood of the nation was calling for this demonstration. We have had calls from all walks of life. You'll be surprised from the very top to everywhere, saying that a lot of us would like to join, except that we are not allowed to. The security forces, the ministers, members of parliament, different people, the shoemakers, the market women. So we're expecting it, except people warned us that, on a Wednesday in Accra, you won't have people come for the demonstration. And we were saying, okay, we will see. Because the T-shirts you saw, people bought them.
Wow, they were not even giving out for free.
People bought them. Wow. The day we put out the design for the T-shirts, a gentleman just designed that for us.
Okay.
The day we put out his number, by the second day, he had sold more than 500.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yes, and he said it's
that's how much people are clamoring for change.
Yes, he said he was absolutely surprised. We didn't get anyone asking, can I have a free T-shirt leading up and on the day? Except maybe the old woman, the 70-something-year-old, she asked that if we could give her a T-shirt. But that was a very isolated case. So obviously, people are very, very passionate about their game. Okay. They are unhappy about everything that is happening. And I hope that the authorities do not take it for granted. So in the lead up, it was just the conveners trying to make sure this happens. And I think in the football quarters, there was a lot of laughter and ridicule as to how this is funny and it doesn't make sense and it's not even important. The conversation changed a bit to, okay, why don't we engage? For us as journalists and as leaders, we realize that we have been speaking for a long time, but we are fans first. We are football fans first before our profession. So if the mood of the nation is saying it's about time people saw exactly what's in our hearts, the fact that we are disappointed and they should make changes, it was a huge pleasure for us to rally everyone around for us to do so. So it was just riding on the opportunities people like you gave us to speak to the people, to say that, okay, we'll go through this route and all we need is for you to come. We had people call us, okay, so if you want to do placards, if you want to do this, I'll do this for you for free. We had people just sending in drinks and water without asking, saying, this is how I can support and show the football authorities that this is very important to us. So it was quite straightforward. We had the opportunity of engaging some prominent people in football and outside football. You would have seen Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. When I began journalism, his dispensation was the last before we entered into the democratic dispensation. It used to be when government would appoint and all that. And he had a checkered relationship when Jiwa Apia, Kujufianu, Kushe and others were at Galka. That is how come Kwesi Nyantakyi became the vice president, as Galka's rep. That's how it used to be. So the democratic dispensation began. We had opportunity to speak with him, and he was livid about all the things that he thought we could have done right. Met Togbe Afede. And he was emphatic that, the kind of conflict of interest in football does not make any sense. Reason why he's pushing for the league to be autonomous and a few other things. He admits that unless we change a few things, we will go nowhere. Looking back, I had a lot of people say, Tobe do not know football. Oh, he doesn't understand football. Oh, he only understands infrastructure. But when we had about 3 hours sit down,
Yeah.
I realized that maybe what he quite wants or doesn't understand is paying bribes or some things that
Yeah.
football people is quite normal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he understands the
I mean,
basics.
he's a seasoned businessman. To even do football this long, it's been over a decade. To
Yes.
put his money in this kind of position, he does his due diligence before he puts in his money. So obviously he understands what's going on. So I mean, it's great for us to hear people like him add their voice to this, because then the individuals involved know that it's serious business. Like you said, there were calls in the lead up to the protest about let's stop the protest and dialogue.
Yes.
And I just laughed. I'm like, you knew we could dialogue, and where was this platform the whole time? And also there were people who said that the football was in the right hands, and that Kurt and his administration were driving us in the right direction. I don't want to ridicule anybody's opinion, but hey, if being the right direction means two back-to-back group stage exits, then maybe the next time when we don't qualify, when you see DNQ in the
Then that's super direction.
then you know how it's going. Talk to me about taking the petition, and I'll read the 15-point petition in a bit. Talk to us about taking it first to the FA. How was it received? And then Parliament. What do you want Parliament to do, and how much do you think they can do with regards to where our situation is right now?
The leadership of Parliament had engaged us a lot behind the scene, even before the protest.
I realized.
Yes.
I realized. Yeah.
A lot. And all they were saying is that, it cannot be business as usual. And we like that we can't demonstrate, but a group of people will demonstrate. But best believe that you have our greatest promise that we will make changes. And as the legislature, definitely they will make changes. You notice that as part of the petition, we were asking that Parliament should reduce the tax they charge on all football activities from
Yeah,
17% to
17%.
3 as they
17% is very steep.
yes, as they do for the creative art industry. So we recognize or we know the part that they play. We're asking for a few things that we knew that Parliament, for example, will have to come in. That it won't be just the ministry and the FA putting up a budget and approving it. Perhaps it should go to Parliament in future so that there will be a lot of scrutiny, because I do not get how we play 3 games and every one of them is $1 million. Some things must change. If Parliament is also involved, you do know that infrastructure and other things are very important in terms of developing football. And we are insisting that unless we have a deliberate policy, a policy that transcends politics, whoever that is in charge, whoever that will walk into the FA and not just hide under slogans and think that football is doing well. So we recognize that this will need a huge political will. And that was why it was important to robe in Parliament and all that. We are on the same page because they also understand that they are football fans first, you see. And as we moved around, I was surprised at the effect it has on huge people.
Sport affects politics directly.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. So that is why we had to dialogue like that. And we didn't get to submit it at the FA because last minute the police changed our itinerary. We had agreed that we do Ghana Football Association.
I was shocked by the level of police presence and the posture. It was almost like you guys had said you were declaring war, and so you needed to be stopped on the day.
I was
shocked.
surprised, but
I was shocked.
I think when they checked the grounds, they realized that it could be massive, and they kept telling us that, though it's Wednesday, the demonstrations on weekdays in Accra are not huge. This is football, and we have gauged the mood of the nation, and we do believe that you have to be ready. Anything can happen. So when the direction was changed, I realized that people were very unhappy. But I was saying that it looks like good riddance that we didn't go to the FA or the ministry because the people were angry. It's one thing you can't take for granted.
Yeah.
They were so upset you could almost not be able to control them if they went there and they started tearing things apart. It is one reason I feel the FA should take stock and see that they cannot take it for granted how the people are feeling. If they take it for granted, it means that they have lost touch or they do not care.
This week, the FA said that they are building 2 more pitches. They are promising you 2 more pitches at Pram Pram. I'll come to that in a bit. What's also interesting is that the princesses have been in France this week. Yusuf Basigi and the ladies, they have been preparing and are benefiting from an exchange program at Clairefontaine. We hope that next year we can also invite the French ladies to come. Oh, I'm not even playing.
Come and play where?
At Clairefontaine, Ghana.
In Owo.
The Ghana version of Clairefontaine.
In Scorpion Land.
Oh, I mean,
Owo
no,
Chrome.
I'm just saying you are a diplomatic man. It's only nice that when a diplomatic gesture like this is extended to you,
yes, of course.
you can repay the gesture.
Yes, but the point is that do we have what it takes? If you see, look, if South Africa tells the French women's national team, "Oh, come to SA for a trip," they'll pack their bags and ask them when is the next flight because they know they are getting something good.
Yeah.
You
Shout out to Godfrey Akotobafo, wherever he is. So, quick one. Like I said, we'll hear from the Honorable Frank Anodompre. He is one of the members of parliament who received the petition. He's also been engaging the conveners of the protest behind the scenes. Let's hear his thoughts on the state of Ghana football.
Let's all accept it, and we must be humble enough to accept that there's something wrong with the running of our senior national team, the Black Stars. There is something definitely wrong with them. Speaker, I dare say that even if we have to interfere to attract the sanction, we've heard about that. If we interfere in football administration, FIFA is going to sanction us, and what? If that is what we should come to, if push comes to shove, we must do it to safeguard the sport. It is all we have.
So you heard him there. I'll get to that particular issue in the next couple of minutes. Let me read the points of the petition, just so we're all on the same page before we move on to other stuff. So the petition reads, says, develop a national football policy. Now, this policy, if properly developed, proper consultation and inputs will serve as a direct guiding principle or the pivot around which our football will revolve. So institute a commission of inquiry. That's the second point. It says a commission of inquiry and investigations akin to the Jamepe Commission must be established to probe the factors contributing to the poor performances of the national teams, including administrative, coaching, and player-related issues. Specific terms of reference must be provided, and a government white paper issued accordingly. Third point says accountability. Talks about a pressing need for accountability for individuals and entities responsible for the disbursement and utilization of the 10 million prize money received from our World Cup participation in Qatar, the 8.5 budget in Cote d'Ivoire. This, we believe, will guide us in future tournaments, okay? And then it talks about dissolution of such committees, report on the appointment of a new Black Stars coach. Okay, now it says, after 3 successive failed major tournaments and campaigns in 3 years, it's evident that Ghana's football problems go beyond the appointment of coaches. So the search committee tasked to look for a new coach for the Black Stars must be discarded immediately. Emphasis on immediately, pending the review of the technical report, investigation into issues that culminated the horror show, management of the team, personal medical reports. Okay, well detailed there. Talks again about disbandment of management committees. We've spoken about this extensively in this country, that we don't need 5-6 people running one national team to get or paid fat sums of money that could have gone into other directions. Lack of player development. It talks about that as well. So there's a lack of juvenile football, which is the bedrock over the years. So Ghana has chalked remarkable success. Talks about since 2017, no male national team at the youth level has qualified for the World Cup. So serious issues with our age-related national team. Talks about structural reforms. Talks about reforms to the FA to ensure accountability, to ensure transparency, good corporate governance, financial management, effective. They say government must order the agency responsible for sports in Ghana, i.e., the Sports Ministry, NSA, to sign the FIFA Standard Cooperation Agreement. Now, to ensure that government can get involved in the organization, technical direction, administration, and financing of football without the usual FIFA interference rhetoric. Now, that's another myth that has been really debated during this protest. Now, also talks about national team funding, talks about taxpayers' monies going into Black Stars friendly matches, how that must stop. FA must collaborate with the NSA in the preparation of tournaments, game budgets, and stuff like that. So that's an issue because now, and that's a gray area too, because you've had instances where when the FA it's time to collect money from the governments, they prepare their budgets quickly and 2 months, 3 months ahead of time. When it comes to government calling shots that will be to the betterment of the nation, then they talk about the FA is a limited liability company. So they need to watch all those things. Investment in grassroots development. I think one point upstairs mentions this. Domestic competition. So the success of every football federation is measured by the strength of its domestic competition. So the Ghana Premier League, other competitions, deplorable states, really. Yes, so that must be looked at. I would have been surprised if that wasn't captured. Establishment of a national training complex. Oh, yes, like the one that they are enjoying at Clairefontaine in France right now. Same thing. So that next year we can host the French ladies. It's our hope that we can host the French ladies. So, and then it talks about accountability, national team coaches salary challenge. Oh my goodness, this point. Yes, the bedrock of all corruption in our age national teams.
Oh no.
The bedrock of all the corruption within our age national teams. How do people coach national teams without having a standard contract to earn a salary? I mean, you are literally asking them to do the unthinkable. And so I think this is really important. So there's that as well. And then talk about the stakeholder engagement. I think the minister spoke about this recently in his address in Parliament. So reduction of tax.
Same day after the protest. Same day after the protest, we were in Parliament.
Yes. I realized. I realized.
He spoke.
So it was on that day that Anodom prayed.
Yes, it looks like they were already heated up.
Oh, they were
from the protesters.
I'll tell you this. Some of the MPs, 2-3 weeks before the protest, I think that's about 2 weeks. Some of the MPs reached out to some journalists to get some input in. So it turns out the MPs also had something they wanted to do. They actually wanted to get some people to face the Public Accounts Committee or come to Parliament to answer some questions. So yes, they were prepared because I know that they had been engaging some journalists, off the record, just to get a better understanding of, what it is that we all wanted. So yes, they were very ready, and this had been brewing for a while.
I'm sure their preparedness would even tell in the next few days and weeks. Nobody should take this for granted.
I like that statement. He said their preparedness will tell in the next couple of weeks. Just wrap it up for me on what level of impact you expect this to have and what kind of follow-up should we possibly expect if you don't receive the level of impact you expect.
Definitely, this is not just a one-off thing. It has become a movement. A movement just for the sake of our football. And we want to believe that based on the engagement we have had behind the scene, from the presidency to all those who matter, also recognize that our football is really on the floor and things must change. What I'm waiting for is the political will to make those changes, because, you see, we either are interested in developing our game or just pretending to be interested in our game. And I do believe that we are genuinely interested in the development of our game. At least that's the sense I get when they call us behind the scene to engage us, to ask what it is that we want to do. We have a lot of moves under the carpets. Is that what I should call it?
That's you
and
can put it like that.
I do believe that people will not know what is coming. We are going the long haul. This one, I promise.
The long haul for change in Ghana football. Let me have Abeku's thoughts on all the issues regarding protest, parliament. Talk to me about what you've made of all of it and where you think Ghana football should be heading.
This is brilliant. I mean, I look at, journalists take this upon themselves to do, and it's brilliant. This is what the people of Ghana have been waiting for. They've always looked for this medium to express themselves, to tell the whole world that, look, the running of our football here in the country is not in the right direction. We know of the Ghanaman Soccer Center of Excellence not being in the right shape. We know we've been told lies that there's a sponsor in the league that is taking money to go and instead of injecting that money into the league proper, is going to build some sort of, a playing surface or what have you. And then, people have been looking for this opportunity to go on this. And I'm happy Vero says this is a movement. Look,
I was about to ask about replicating this in other regions for...
It's a call we get every single day, and it's from the ordinary Ghanaians. Everybody says, come to my region. We need to add our voice to this.
Yeah,
And
I like that.
It tells you that people are passionate and they are calling for a change.
People stay up and expend resources on the Black Stars
Yes,
and
a
our
lot.
sports. They should be concerned. I mean, you could finish.
yeah, so I'm saying that, look, journalists are the production and reproduction of the society. And I keep repeating this. Look, it is the journalists that will lead the cause for a change or a positive, something, in the form of a development-wise, it is the journalists who would have to set that agenda. So I'm very happy that the journalists in this country didn't sit this time around to say, well, it's a back-to-back AFCON exit. We know our
So it's
Ghana
business as
Premier League,
usual.
business as usual.
Yeah.
Look, the people know that there are 6 people who get on a committee, go for a tournament for about 8 days and are getting $600,000 and the prize money on the Ghanaian league is nothing close to getting.
$30,000.
Look at that. Not sustaining
I
this
don't
club.
talk about that matter.
You get it. And people know that, look, for Ket's administration, it has always been, he always starts from the middle, which I feel is wrong. If you are giving boots to, for example, Premier League and Division 1 league clubs, I do not feel they need them. You must put the right structures in place, make sure they are paid well, inject good money into the league, and give those boots and balls to Division 3 and Colts football. Let the development start from the base. And if it is rising, that's where, we see that, he's trying to do something with that. I feel he starts from the middle, and it's not the way to go.
And then they say they'll build you 2 pitches at Pram Pram. Just like that, out of the
forward.
blue.
Okay,
Forward.
so did the FA have plans of doing this,
Good question.
or it is because we've rattled them?
It is a political reaction to
Anyway,
the-
I agree with you, Mr. Kwao. I feel it's a political reaction. I feel they've not thought of doing something like
the heat has been turned on them, and so
yeah.
we must do something
Yeah,
to
yeah.
react.
Benjamin, there is something you like to say. You say that we have said more things than the Black Stars has. I think we have seen more press releases.
That
we have AFCON wins.
We have had more press releases.
More press releases.
Yes,
yeah.
about
No, the FA's.
Yes.
Shout outs to the FA's X or Twitter, and they've been busy this week.
Yes.
Ooh.
A lot
I didn't know you guys could be that busy. I mean, could please wrap up for me? Let me go to you.
No, so I feel it's in the right direction, but the composure of their face is important. They should know. I spoke with an executive council member, and he feels that, look, we do not know what they are protesting about. The right procedure for doing this is by giving us a petition. And I say, well, look, they were blocked from getting to your premises, and I feel that saved you, because these people were really,
upset.
really upset. And should they have gotten close to your area, would have been a dent on the
I
FA after.
saw a video. Sorry to interrupt you. Of one of the ESCO members, the deputy sports minister, and somebody else. I've forgotten who was in the mix, and it was the CEO of the GFA. Great, it was Prosper Harrison.
Prosper
That
Harrison.
was, look, if that situation does not speak to their conscience and how they are running things, if that short video I saw, I literally was cringing the whole time. I can imagine being in a position of power and then angry people just closing in on me, booing at me and telling me everything that is wrong with the operation I'm running. If that does not speak to your conscience.
Benjamin, but do you know what is funny? At that time, we had dispersed the crowd.
Wow.
So the people and the leadership had gone to parliament. So they had just met only a fraction.
A fraction.
Just a fraction of the people. So imagine that the police allowed us to go to the GFA. They met only a fraction. And at the chambers, I came out to make sure the petition went out. And I was shocked. The people we had dispersed, the rest that had booed the FA officials and the deputy minister, walked right to the Parliament House gate,
Yeah.
stood there, sang for over 3 hours until we came out.
Wow.
That was a crowd. I was shocked.
That is how much enthusiasm people have for change.
I was shocked. On a Wednesday, people had
working
left.
day.
Yes, had left their jobs.
Yep.
So you cannot take it for granted.
On that, I feel the FA should not take this for granted. Now I spoke with another executive council member who would want the media to come together and bring good ideas for us to engineer.
Tell them that
within them, there's sort of a division. They are not together on one table. That look, what's happening out there paints this picture that we are getting things wrong.
Others also believe we don't care.
Others think that Ghana football is in safe hands.
Yes.
And that's
I saw
a
some
shame.
of my friends speak,
Yeah.
and I felt very sad. I respect democracy so much.
Yeah,
But
so
some of the people I saw
No,
there,
it's all right.
My goodness.
You have to be able to stomach it. Is what it is. Yeah, let me take your thoughts. You were on the grounds, right, from morning through to when the petition was submitted. Tell us about the experience on the ground, the sentiments of the people, and how it all came to a head.
Yeah, on the ground, yes, it was hot, literally hot, because I checked
Figuratively.
Yeah, literally and figuratively, because I checked the temperature on my phone and it was 32 degrees.
Ooh.
And 32 degrees, for this part of the year and this part of the world, it's hot, but it's quite okay.
Yeah.
But I checked the humidity. The humidity made it feel like it was 41 degrees.
Oh, I'm telling you.
So
if you're
it
trying
was-
to protest, that's uncomfortable weather.
It was boiling out there.
and we didn't even feel it.
Charlie, it was boiling out there. And we went out there, moved through Adabraka from Brasport, went out there and protested. And yes, the changes came, last minute changes came from
To
the
the
police. The route. Yeah, the route.
Why do they always do this?
And it almost brought about a lot of confusion. Because it was peaceful throughout. It was peaceful.
Yeah.
People were singing
And you see-
the national anthem. They were singing national songs.
The routes the people want to take during a protest is a major part of the protest. I don't know why.
It was agreed
It was
before.
agreed before.
It was agreed before. So why do you change it at the last moment? That they can't go to the Ministry of Youth and Sport and go and protest there and submit the petition there. It almost brought about a lot of chaos. But thankfully, cool heads prevailed. And yes, the protest continued, moved over to the Parliament and submitted the petition. But in all this, I honestly applaud the conveners of this demonstration, of this protest. It's about journalists walking the talk. It's about journalists standing on business. Because Veronica came here, I think 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
She talked about it and she acted on it. She was one of the conveners of the Save Ghana Football demonstration. And she acted on it. That is standing on business. That is walking the talk. Journalism has evolved over the years. They educate, entertain, inform. We've gone beyond that. Now it is activism. Now it is pushing the social agenda first, not individual agenda, not a political agenda. It is social agenda that's being pushed by journalists, by football enthusiasts like Coach Christopher Nimley. That is what is happening. And for this to see growth, for this to see the end result end positively, it is the political will. Again, it is the political will. Because you have a company, and that's what hurts me every time we talk about politics in this country, or people in power, or
Government
people in
needs
position.
to understand that
It is
sports in this country belongs to them. It belongs to the state.
Run it like a business.
Sports belongs to the state.
Run it like a business. So you are the head of sports. I come in, I'm traveling to this place to go and cover this program. I'm going to AFCON. Then I draw some killer budgets. Hey, I want this. I want to fly in some private business.
You want
class.
champagne?
I want
When you
champagne
land?
popping.
1 match, 1
I
million.
mean, you, the head, would you sign off on such a deal?
We'll talk about that because we'll talk about the budget. The minister was in parliament.
You
1
get
match,
it?
1 million.
So that's where the political will needs to come in. Because once that will comes in, trust me, all these things will end. Because how is it that you are comfortable giving your Ghana Premier League winner $30,000 after traveling, canvassing throughout the entire country for $30,000 for 34 weeks. 34 weeks. You are feeding them.
I'm sure when Kurt flies once as FA president, he spends more than that.
Meanwhile, your peer in South Africa pays $796,000 to the winner, the league winner. $796,000.
And even they are thinking about upping their offer.
Oh, in the next 1 or 2 years, after the performance the South Africa put up in the AFCON, where 20 players came from the South African League, trust me, more companies will move to the South African League and sponsor it. And the revenue will shoot up. $796,000. It will get to $1 million in a year. Let them qualify to the 2026 World Cup. You go see something.
You see, Ben, I'm happy I was mentioning South Africa. Let me tell you something. Do you know how long Nedbank have been sponsoring the Cup called the Nedbank Cup? For as long as I started subscribing to cable TV in my life, it's always been the Nedbank Cup. When South Africa, at the end of the season, the top 8 teams play in this competition, score the top 8. Do you know how long MTN has sponsored that competition?
MTN top 8.
Why do you think they do it? Is it because they have money to waste? No, it is because whatever product they are backing gives them extreme value. Extreme value. So, like he said, if we do it right, and like I've always repeated, and somebody even quote me on social, when this football thing works,
it works for everybody.
It works for all of us.
It does.
It works for all of us. So, as to how it is now that some people running football are now calling for dialogue, ideas, let's Jojo, we'll build pitches. So wait, so you didn't know that we had to build, you didn't know? So what are you doing there? As for those who want to say some other things, I don't even know what to tell them.
Counter protest.
Counter protest.
Your colleague journalists are taking the initiative to get on the ground to make things happen. And then you are joining supporters, a section of supporters to say that the football is in good hands.
Supporters who took $400 each by traveling to AFCON on our tickets against what the Jamefe committee had proposed.
They say it is good.
The football is in safe hands. We wish you the very best.
And then just a quick one. You see,
go on to any of you people who did that counter. Nobody should call my number or text any of us to say Ghana football is facing a problem. The day you call me,
Nathan, do you know what is funny? I saw a lot of Hasselhoff supporters in there, and they are planning for a demonstration themselves
on Monday. Ben, this one info. They are going to demonstrate against their club. They said the club doesn't have good coach. It doesn't have good players. They go to AGM.
The
irony. You are protesting against your club, and then you say Ghana football. Listen to me. And all those who went to that, nobody should call my phone and tell me that, whoa, we have a problem. Can you help? We will not help you. We will not. Maybe others will. I won't. Really. I will not.
Just a quick one.
Just let me finish. And to the colleague journalists who were at that counter press conference, God is watching all of you. God, he's not blind. He's watching every single one of you.
Protesters.
What kind of shameless conduct is this? It's extremally shameless. The same journalists you complain, when we go to the same, you complain with us that look at the press stand, there's no plug, there's no internet, washrooms are bad. Today you do a counter protest. God is watching all of you. I don't want to mention names this evening, but you know yourself, you went. Those people, I saw the video, there was a particular gentleman in a black star shirt with his beard. Shame unto you. Shame unto you.
And then, yes, you can make an argument.
I'll go and find a bearded guy.
I can mention. Do you want me to mention his name?
No, cool down for me.
See,
his nickname is the name of a former Italian player.
Someone has even texted it.
That person happens to be my mate.
Oh.
When we had a diploma together at JNJ. He was my mate.
Ben, you can make an argument that South Africa.
I don't like going after colleague journalists, so I just leave it.
You can make an argument that South Africa, their economy is way higher than Ghana.
Yeah.
You can make your argument that Egypt's economy way higher than Ghana, Algeria, Tunisia, Nigeria, or you can make all those arguments. But is Cameroon's economy better or bigger than Ghana?
Nope.
Is Botswana's economy bigger or better than Ghana?
Tanzania.
You see, they are giving more to their Premier League winner than Ghana. But we are spending more money on a short trip, short tournament. we are giving more money to the Black Stars, giving it to individuals who are virtually doing nothing. A Black Stars management committee. Why do you have 6 people on it? Can't it be done by one person?
6 people can run the Black Stars. They can run under 17. They can be spread across, and everybody will be covered. But some way, somehow, they all need to be at the Black Stars.
Benjamin, do you know what is even funny?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Do you know what is even funny? The FA, through one of their releases, said that they had the balls, the footballs and boots they sent was $100,000 from the FIFA Forward project, and obviously they wanted us to upload, but they do not. For spending $100,000, you are happy, but how do you feel happy about this or proud and not see anything wrong with 6 people taking $600,000 for being there for 8 days to 12?
That's when coach describes it in the language he describes it in.
How does that make sense?
Because that kind of money will make
in the language I did. No.
You see, I don't want.
It is a demonic act. It's an act filled with demons. Because if you look at what they are doing, they are killing us. Look, yesterday or on Wednesday, when the youth of this country started singing, we are all involved.
Shouts to Baby Safo.
We are all involved. We are all involved in building. Look, the moment Axia, was with me, he saw me. There were moments in the demonstration where I was just pointing to the sky. And I was thanking Lord Jesus. Look, anybody who stands in the way of God, you'll be wiped off. Because
repeat that again.
If you stand in the way, go and ask Pharaoh, he will tell you. No, you have been Pharaoh. Did you know when God is moving and you are somebody who wants to stand in the way of God, something that God is using to glorify himself, God intentionally hardens your heart like he did to Pharaoh, because your end will not be anything good. It will be very disgraceful, and at the end of the day, you may not recover from that damage. No, for me, all the petition that we have in there, if the government of Ghana does not set up a proper inquiry that will ensure that Keto Kreko and this minister will bring us proper accountability, me, Coach Nimley, I will never forgive the government. You know why I say so? I have said that the Ghana Football Association took the Black Stars to America to play America and Mexico. There was no representative from the ministry. Look, I can put my neck on the chopping board. Keto Kreko and Prosper Ado made money from our national team when they took us to America. They should tell me I'm lying. They should take me to court. Take me to court. And the court of this land will prove it. You cannot tell me you will lift our national team from here.
Play too much.
To go and play the United States of America and Mexico in America. And we didn't get persuaded. Look, that alone will warrant a proper investigation into Keto Kreko Rim, because he took our national team there. And the ministry or the minister is the one I personally blame.
The minister, because the government that you are trying to say you'll be disappointed if they don't act, they just give the minister a thumbs up.
Look, shocking to me.
They said the minister is doing a
I
great
don't know
job.
why he's still in the job. And for those of you who think that because we have been talking here, when we go to Parliament and we see, I cannot go and fight the minister at Parliament.
No. It cannot be antagonism.
I can never. Look, it's not about him. So when you see me greeting the minister, you go and write it. You don't understand how these
Everybody
things work.
has an agenda.
Look, go and look at my face in the picture. If I was happy greeting the minister in Ketia, you will see it. I wasn't happy greeting him, but I had to greet him because that is courtesy.
Yeah.
You understand? At that level where you greet and then you move on.
Of course, we are not enemies.
Of course.
We just want better.
Exactly.
Personal.
Now, if you see a 70-year-old woman,
Yeah.
a 62-year-old woman, a pregnant woman, look, Your Excellency, Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, I know you have seen pictures and videos of the demonstration. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. You've seen it. The minister there, he's seen it.
He has felt it.
He's felt it.
Yep.
And that's what the people at the FA. Look, you want to invoke Psalm 91. Some of us who are godly will teach you when to invoke Psalm 91. Me, when I sit here and I'm saying I'm releasing Psalm 91, we'll see who is the child of God. When it comes to things of God, I talk with all my passion. Look, we'll fix football in this country. We are telling them, look, in all this, I didn't see swag.
Nope.
I didn't see swag.
But Bringer was.
Oh no, Bringer didn't come there on behalf of Swag. Bringer is part of those of. So Bringer came there on journalists. I didn't see swag.
Journalist there.
Okay.
So
you mean swag should have been swag should have been represented as a body.
Mintuseb is the most useless organization in Ghana.
Hold on, don't do that.
Let's
It is my look.
let's
You
take
no. It's my point.
No, hold on.
You take it like that. If you have a swag president preventing a journalist from reporting when he was assaulted, you want me to laud such an organization? Me, I'm not part, and I'm happy I'm not part. Because this cannot be my leaders. I will point it out to them. So if you are the leader of SWAG and you are the enemy, you bow your head in shame. Because this is a just. SWAG cannot tell me they are happy with the state of football in this country. No, we've been in this country. We know where our football was. Where it is. SWAG, look, will you accept it if SWAG tells you that football is correct?
No, it's not. It's not.
Show up, What was the leadership? Show up and let's say that indeed you clearly understand that football is being badly run in this country.
Maybe you should take their.
I don't want to say certain things.
Take their absence as an answer.
And I'm telling you, I'm not surprised they were not there.
Cool.
I don't want to go along that tangent.
It's okay. Don't do that.
You relax. You drink.
I am focused.
Where's water? Give him water.
Look, let me tell you something, Ketia.
Wrap it up for me. Wrap it up for me.
Will rescue our football. I mean, when I say something, I use God to lead.
You mean you are praying? You are not just saying it. You are backing it with spiritual.
If we have to fast, we will do it.
Benjamin, do you know why I'm positive?
Look.
Things will change. On the eve of the protest, I had one call. Top man. He kept calling. I said, say, I'm busy. I have a protest. He said, I know. Some people at the FA had gone to give him documents about fishy things that had been done and told him, we do not want her to see us. Maybe our names will come out. So please take it and give it to her.
That's right.
So people within,
no more investigation.
They are not anti-FA.
Investigation.
They know that football has to be
and I'm
good.
telling you,
why I know.
wherever he is, together with the people running football, or draw stuff on them.
The counter protester.
We have to just put him aside. And look, if you are involved in football, we are telling you, we will fix our football. You will get out from there. They will get out from there. It's not a threat. I'm telling them they will get out from where they are because they cannot manage football properly.
Yeah. Clear. I mean, from all
you say we should invite who? The French national women's team to come and do what?
No,
Odan clock kokodende ke back and even your pram. What come I there? Odan clock kokodende.
I haven't had bar.
What is bar?
Crocodile can be your pram. You come there. Scorpio.
Oh my God.
What no fun can be your?
What is bar?
Bar is crocodile.
No fun. Denchem pram. Scorpion. Denchem kokodende odan.
Na den chemensi o pram na don.
What snakes?
So that one will be alligator, man.
The French people to come and sleep in the midst of those things.
But you see, the counter protesters, Hasofok and Asante Kotoko, you see, You see, this is
But
where
why didn't show up there?
no, the vice chairman of the circles. He showed up.
He led large.
You see, so House of Folk supporters group, him and Hesse,
Boss.
he was there.
He's a counter protester.
He was there.
You will see them.
And Nana Kwame, the vice chair of the circles, he was also
They're not
there.
coming. Dankwa.
Dankwa.
He was there.
Look, the true Kotoko will show up in Kumasi.
He was there.
The true Kotoko will show up
So you have
next week
representatives from
Friday.
Hearts and
We hope
Kotoko.
so because Hearts and Kotoka. You see,
Ben,
I'm
The
always
true Kotoko.
Guys, hold on. Veronica has just highlighted to you the irony of the entire situation.
Yep.
Today, somebody called me from Italy. He said he was a Hearts of Oak fan and he was giving me info.
okay.
He told me the same thing you just said, that Hearts of Oak supporters are protesting. So I asked him, why are you protesting?
Protesting, yeah.
He said they are protesting the poor running. Listen, no, the poor running of the club, and that they went to AGM. Then they said they would dissolve the board. They said they should hold on. Think about it though. Hearts of Oak fans
Yeah.
say they are protesting
Yeah.
poor running of their football club. They are protesting because the team doesn't have good players. They are protesting because the team has bad coaches.
Yeah.
And yet, a section of that larger group have gone to do a counter protest
That
saying
Ghana
that
football is
Ghana football is good.
Do you know that? Listen,
The-
Yeah.
it was worldwide.
Yeah, foreign press.
It was covered worldwide.
No, that
I
is
couldn't
that,
believe that when I had calls from.
that was the whole point, Christopher.
My goodness.
Yeah, that was the
You have
whole point.
Sadeka dance, Veronica Kome.
Why do you think? Why do you think that people at FA were trying to play football matches with journalists, trying to tell you not to? Why do you think they were trying to do all that? Because
you see,
they don't like protest.
They were expecting a drizzle, and then there was a huge rain. If they want to deceive themselves that this was still a drizzle, I would say that when it's raining, you want to run. When it's drizzling, you think, oh, you can walk. But before you know, you are all drenched and you are drowning.
You are drowning.
No, my last point
Please.
to the Parliament of Ghana, we say we are grateful,
Yeah.
but the job has just begun. Please, we are begging.
Political will.
We
Political
are on our
will.
knees.
Political will.
As for the minister, I don't know why he's still at post.
I'm giving him a thumbs up.
He
They said,
survived the
He should be
reshuffle.
sacked.
He survived the reshuffle.
Look,
we'll get into that in a bit.
if His Excellency Nanadu Dankwa comes back,
Yeah.
no more, and we don't see that proper accountability, commission of inquiry into how
Yeah.
you see the Black Stars was taken to America.
How we spend.
Look, that game, I will get my lawyers to write to the FA. I'm entitled to that information. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I'm entitled to that information. And we will compel the minister or the ministry to compel the FA to bring the breakdown to those two friendly games
You could add the one against Brazil
against Brazil.
for the
and
World Cup
yes,
when we spent when
four.
Brazil was doing a world tour or
Also,
something.
yeah.
Exactly.
How much were we?
The Nike
you
tour.
can, yeah.
When we are going to a major tournament, then you come to our attack. Look, that money that we made, I will be shocked if we made anything less than $500,000.
Friendly matches are big cash.
No, big cash. So if we are making that much, do you know how much it's sliced from the budget? As for the minister, he said the 3 million part was used
Is it-
for the Namibia game. I don't believe it.
I think they spent over 1 million CDs.
That's what he said.
How much rain?
Yes,
If
that's
you-
what he said. Or they said is in
you-
fact
if you check
he
the
said
breakdown.
on the floor of Parliament
We were there.
that the $3 million that they said they spent part was used. Namibia, they came to Ghana.
Yeah. They were in Ghana already.
They were in Ghana already.
It's not like we even brought them here. They were in Ghana.
And they agree, and we agreed to play them, and we played. Who spends what money?
See, I'm surprised by how we managed to spend 3 million in 3
You
years.
go to-
But we need
It's on per
That's
diem. 3 million was spent on per diems, flight arrangements for the team,
Okay.
medicals.
Okay.
I don't know what medicals because we are going to AFCON. Okay.
Aren't those things covered by-
Equipment.
Those things are covered by
Logistics.
That's why this budget.
Tony.
Hold on, let me read it.
Hospitality.
Yeah, read it.
Read
He
it.
said, okay, let me start from the
Start
top.
from the beginning, yeah.
3 million was spent on per diems, flight arrangement for the team, medicals, equipment, logistics, and the best of all, hospitality.
It's not true.
What's the meaning of
Look,
hospitality?
logistics,
They just left the blank.
These
They just
are
left
things
the blank.
that-
hospitality.
like that Puma, being our kid sponsor,
Yeah.
will provide all these things for us already.
And you see, like we always say, the moment you take off from Ghana, you don't pay for anything.
Anything.
The moment you get on that air,
your
Cote d'Ivoire,
housing, your
you don't pay for
feeding,
anything
your
again.
transportation, everything is taken care of by Cameroon.
Including your laundry.
Including your look. As for these people, look, Nanado Dankwa is Kufado, Your Excellency, Papa. Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, Your Excellency, Papa. If you leave these people
Papa,
to
what
go
you
for
call
free,
him?
yeah, no, I'm a wow. Your mommy. Come on, people are hungry. Oh, in Getia, people are hungry. Oh, they
Very.
need to call somebody his presidency. I'm telling you here. Me, if you joke with my football, I vote against you. Quick.
You mean
Me,
it is
my
gone.
wife, my children, my family. We all clear you from there. Quick,
You mean family.
Because already you've messed up the man's investment.
you've mentioned I can't assess my
Haircut.
Metino, Nake to Krakamuchicha $100,000. I can't assess my own investment for the next 3 to 5 years.
Let me read a few messages. Make a quick point.
Yes,
We'll be
yes, I
talking
just-
about athletics in a bit.
I just want to say that to those who can say all they want to say about the protest, the people didn't come. The numbers were not encouraging.
They are laughable.
There were slave queens. There were pregnant. Ben, I've had to.
You call
Just-
Abuche.
just-
a 70-year-old mother is a woman, a slave queen. God will punish you.
Just let
God will punish you. If you refer to somebody
Ms.
qualified
Yep.
to be my grandmother, 70-year-old, 72-year-old, sweating with gray hair, holding the flag of Ghana, you say she's a slave queen? God will deal with you.
To those
God
who-
will deal with you.
to those who said that the protest didn't do anything. Let me tell
Yeah.
you something. This is something I learned from my senior, Godfrey Akotoboafo, doctor. He says, listen, the success of protests are not measured by the people who come.
Definitely.
It can be one, it can be two, it can be 1,000.
True.
But you see, the fact that the protest stays with you and it shakes you and it causes you to think the objective of the protest has been achieved. So to the football people, don't sit down and say, oh, people...
The
no,
fact
no, no,
that
no.
they felt they needed
The
to
fact
organize
that-
a counter
you see,
protest.
The fact that you have organized a counter
They should
protest
go to the street. Ghanaians will beat them up good.
and the
They
fact
should
that
go. They should also counter.
and the fact that
Ghana will beat them up good.
two FA officials showed up and they were booed, rightly so. That should tell them all they need to know.
Yep.
And they need to understand that they have a man. You see, the FA positions are not voted for by public vote, like we vote for president. But you see, when you run an entity or when you run something like football, it affects all of us. So you need to understand something. People are upset. Better wake up and smell the tea and get down to some very serious work, or else it will not be pleasant for you in this country. Or else when it fails, you see, you can't escape. Oh. When you go to the conferences and Ghana is failing, you'll be pointed at. Me, I won't be there. The worst I'll get is my friends will send me emojis and laugh at me. But you, when you sit in a FIFA conference, everybody will point at you and say, look at Ghana. They've been stuck at 4 AFCONs for 200 years.
Let me tell you
so
what's
please,
been going
the
on.
people at the FA, please,
just
wake up.
Just
Do better.
to wrap it up, right? I've been following the conversations on the African Super League just before it kicked off. So Motsepe has been granting speeches about how they solicited various FAs to put forward their clubs to play. Now they put forward clubs from countries, clubs that are first of all being well run, are well to do, and come from FAs that are up and doing.
That's right.
Now he said something about how he's been disappointed by how a certain country in West Africa with steep football tradition has not been able to live up to expectations. Now, I won't say names specifically. 2 big, wealthy club chairmen from Ghana went to Cameroon a couple of months ago to negotiate on the African Football League. It turns out that it didn't work out. Now, I listened to everything Motsepe said, and it pointed to they know themselves. I don't even mention their names. They know themselves. And you see, and they know what, and they are part of the reason why Ghana football is good. Because look, like you said, if Hearts and Kotoko are part of a demonstration like this, it sends a big message. If Swag is part of a demo like this, it's a big message. Gauka,
If I remember, that's why I trust you. You are not a member. Shake my hand.
No, I'm not a
Motsepe
member.
also said that.
I believe in you, Nketia.
Motsepe said that.
I'll never be a member of
Motsepe
this
said
mess.
that it is important to give Ghana and Algeria all the respect for what they have achieved. But over the years, Other countries have invested in the game and that happens differently, and that's why they have caught
Since
up.
the AFCON was expanded, Ghana hasn't won some before. Since when we won it, how many teams?
Eight teams.
Let me not even go there. Let's go on. Let's talk about track and field, because on the 24th, we will be at the University of Ghana Stadium. Oh boy. The NISAC Games, the NISAC Athletics Festival, the National Invitational Students Athletics Championships. Amazing stuff. Yaya Jemita has been covering these type of things forever. Bernard Desa is in the mood already. He's been going through. He went to St. John's today. He went to get in on their action. We'll be getting some updates on that as well. So, like I said, I was asking a question earlier. Who is the greatest athlete from your high school? Who is your high school's greatest athlete? Head on to Citi 97.3, our main handle, and put that information out there. Let us hear it. You can send it to me via text, WhatsApp, and Telegram 0549 986 996. Who is your high school's greatest athlete? One you watched, one you didn't watch, one you heard about. Yeah. Close to 2,000 athletes turning up at the University of Ghana. Over 50 schools participating. Telling me I'm excited. One of the best athletes that I witnessed at high school, that I watched from my school, was John Kudalo. Amazing guy from Hemamina SOS. Amazing athlete. He ran shots, the sprints. He could play some football. He could play some basketball. Yeah, that kind of guy. Amazing.
St. Augustine's college version was Eddie. I can't remember his surname, but it was Eddie. The guy
you met him in
I met him when I was in Form 1. He was in Form 3. Yeah, he played basketball.
Yeah.
He ran 100 meters, 200 meters, and he could do 400 meters too.
Well.
He could do long jump and a bit of high jump too. The guy was all round. He was that good.
I need you to
Eddie,
tell me who your high
shout,
school
big shout to Eddie.
athletes were.
You people are here talking about your schools having national heroes and things.
Charlie, don't come and misbehave. I have the belt. yourself.
I'm here to talk about the places I'm going to. And
Talk to me about St. John's, man. You at St. John's today?
Yeah, I was at St. John's Grammar School.
Okay.
Ben. Look, when I went there, I immediately missed senior high school at once. Look, the euphoria, the love they show their people. It's almost like one of those things you always look out for, and I'm lost for words.
The school had assembled. They were like having like some kind of congregation.
Is it funny enough, right? When I got there, they were having their inter-house athletics championships, right? So it just
perfect time
fell through because they have the inter schools coming up, so and the NISAC too coming up, so like they decided
they are in preparation mode.
Yes, so, and they are just ready for it. Look, I spoke to their coach who told me that they look like lamps, right? But when they get to the field, they are lions. They roar loud. And that alone gave me goosebumps because you're going to compete against Prempeh College, St. Augustine's College, the Almighty Francis Pim School.
Presec, Laboni, everybody's coming.
Charlie, if you are talking about athletes, don't mention Presec now. We all know Presec.
Azamati is a Presec boy.
He was never even an athlete, but he was playing football back in the day.
That's actually crazy when you think about it.
So Paul also played basketball during his time at
Prempeh College. If you really deep, Presec really hasn't had,
We'll see. They'll be at the NISAC. We'll see if things have changed. But snap thoughts. I mean, you said that they were already in inter-houses mode. Did they talk about what events they are looking forward to the most? And what about their women? I know St. John's is a mixed school.
Yeah.
And so are they featuring certain individuals in certain events? And what's the general feel like for them?
I mean, so what people don't know is that St. John's actually at the moment are Greater Accra Regional Best Athletics team. So people look at them like, oh, St. John's crowd.
I hear the
what
whole,
are they?
I hear the whole school literally will come to the
Yeah,
stadium.
and they have they are very so from what I watched, they are very good at 100 meters. You know, men and women, like they have this girl Salma. Like I just watched. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, why are you running like this? Then their sports prefect, he's like very lanky and he does the 4x100. He's very good at it. They have like incredible 4x400 team. They have an incredible 4x100 team. So I'm just looking at they having a proper matchup.
Sprint and a relay team.
But what I think they need to work on a bit is their 3,000 meters because they are the people I saw there really aren't that
I mean, it's very hard to find a school that's great at middle distance and then short distance. When you were in high school, who were the hot schools in Greater Accra as far as track and field events were concerned? You said Presec was not one, so
look,
Accra.
So people would want to say, "Oh, Presec, we had people, Charlie."
ATTC,
it's ATTC, Accra Academy, and a bit of WAS. Yeah, once in a while they bring a team that is solid, and St. John's Grammar they had people who did stuff. And once in a while you see some surprise Achimota students in there.
That's how it is. They're not about school.
No, I mean, when I was in school,
Achimota used to be good at certain sports.
Hockey, cricket. I'm saying that about is man. That about
they are playing with 5 other schools, so it's fine. It's alright. It's all good.
It's like Ghana winning the AFCON in the 80s and 60s.
I mean,
it's like Ghana competing the AFCON back in the 80s.
Yeah, and I were in Cape Coast at the same time for Itako.
I think it was just a straightforward battle between us.
Yeah.
No, so personally, what I'm looking out for in the NISAC is I haven't really had the opportunity to watch Adisada College and St. Augustine's and Franciscan battle it out.
Yeah.
They say it's a great matchup. I'm really looking out for.
It is.
I'm really looking out for the whole.
It's always tension packed. I don't know why. It's always a lot of tension.
I'm also looking out for.
Adisada used to be in a different zone, so we never come up against Adisada. But St. Augustine's and Infantry were always in the same zone. And then there's also Holy Child and Wesley girls, and so there's that controversy as well because in Infantry boys, the river and go to Holy Child girls. They are not satisfied with the Wesley girls setup going on beside them. They want to go and cross the Red Sea and talk to the Holy Child.
Yeah, because Wesley girls are too.
And St. Augustine's people don't understand, and so there's always a lot of tension, initial animosity.
Look, Ben, they should bring that vibe to Nisa because at the end of the day, I look at Ghana, right?
Yep.
And if you ask me, Charlie, you cry in the school, you go.
Yeah.
See, the first thing that will come into my mind
your high school.
It's my high school. It will never be my university.
I've always said that Americans associate themselves with their colleges. If you ask your average American person, he will tell you, "Oh, I went to Oklahoma, I went to Duke,
I went to UCLA.
Stanford, I went to this, I went to this." Your average Ghanaian person identify him or herself with his high school.
No, that's true. That's absolutely.
You ask me first question, GIJ doesn't come in my mind. UCC doesn't come to mind.
No.
The first question that comes to mind is St. Augustine's College.
Yeah.
And I remember then I didn't meet Kenneth Andam, but the Andam brothers are a legendary
I heard about
duo.
them actually.
Yeah, very, very, very fantastic athletes.
Yeah.
Then during my time, yes, as I mentioned,
Shout out to Aziz Zakari. So a friend of mine who had a nickname for Aziz Zakari. I won't make it. Very mysterious nickname. But shout out to Aziz Zakari. Aziz Zakari might be the greatest track athlete from Infants, but maybe from Ghana, really. I mean,
the
Olympic final.
The Mouse Moose, bro.
No, he went to the Olympic final.
Yeah.
I mean, an Olympic final.
That's the apex of it all.
So shout out to Aziz Zakari.
Yeah.
Another Infants athlete is Razak Pimpon. Most people don't know this.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Razak Pimpon.
I actually had a very interesting story about Razak Pimpo when he was back in school.
Yeah.
And this guy, the one of the Ayu brothers, Rahim, when he was at Adisado.
He went to Adisado, yeah.
I heard he was like one of those sprinters when he's coming, he's coming,
You
man.
can tell. You can tell. So, like I said, Ibu, big shout outs to you for that St. John's report. We'll get more of this throughout the week.
I mean, from next week on, we'll be going to Laboni, we'll be going to St. Thomas Aquinas. West Africa Senior High School should be expecting us. Presbyterian boys,
Yes.
we'll come and talk to you how you are prepared. We hope that you are bringing and then they be an NSMQ and again NSMQ. Yeah, bringing NSMQ. Yeah, we need a different. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
Play basketball.
Hey, what's basketball? Let's not talk about it.
Thank you very much.
Come on,
Thank you very much. So I'll get to you.
Speaking of basketball, do you know that Kwame Boamajan is a very, very fast runner? Kwame Boama.
He's one of those all-round
guy.
Yeah,
he's very, very quick, but he always hit it.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
But so funny thing about athletes is that most of them can actually play football too.
Yeah, of course.
Like they are mostly all-rounders.
I was talking to William Amache, right? William Amache says he was good.
Played football.
He played football, yes, at the league level before deciding that he needed to have something that had a bigger future for him. So he decided to transition to track, and now he's a track coach in the United States. So yeah, that's how it is. So William Amache could have played for the senior national team. He could have gone on because he played with all the big teams at the time and all the big footballers.
With Golden Boy at a point in time. Yeah, Razak. Yeah.
But he went on to be a track athlete, and so I know Kumasi schools are heavy. TIMS heavy on track or circuitry.
Look, the school in Kumasi, I'm looking out for two schools.
Yeah.
Prempeh College and Ossetri. Godfrey Akuto Boafo wrote an article on the rise of Okes and how they have always been an athletic school.
Okes are a big deal.
Sule Muntari, John Mensah,
yeah, big deal.
Vida Enim, all those big sharks you've always been hearing about, and they all come from Okes. So I'm looking out for them too.
Kumasi people sell out the Baba Yara Stadium when they have their
simple.
So
simple.
I want to see the Kumasi schools. I'll be taking messages on who your high school's greatest athlete is in a bit. Like I said, I think my mate John Kudalo was absolutely phenomenal back in the day. And those days you had to run in the dust, so you can imagine. NISA Games 24th of this month to the 28th is coming on live. The 24th, the athletes will begin arriving. They'll be camping at the University of Ghana. You out there, it's open to the public. Just go out there. Events will start from around 9:30 a.m. Coverage will be live on Citi TV. We'll have sideline reports for you. We'll have exclusive interviews with the athletes and all of that. Commentary. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So NISAC, Charlie, birthday.
Special Jama session. Throwback old school vibes. So if you see Ketia rocking with his Infantipin boys, you see your boy Yao Min rocking with his Ogasco boys.
I need to get a uniform. We need to have
to go and get my uniform.
We need to get a uniform.
School clothes.
And do a back to school one of these days. Maybe the panorama before the weekend of when the event begins. So we'll get into it. Chachu Brazia from Ablekuma says, good evening, guys. We Chelsea will surprise everyone tomorrow. As for the FA people, we will lash them. Wow. Lopochizi from Tema says, I've been listening to Panorama for more than 2 years and it's my first time texting. Tuchel is sinking my team and I can't take it anymore. Charlie, Tutualute will be sacked very soon. We'll dedicate next week or one of these weeks to speaking about European football and the happenings in there. Don Shepard says, guys, tell Madame Veronica that we, the Street Boys, couldn't make it. So we want a second edition of this demo to shake the so-called football people. Don Shepard, I'm sure she's listening. Harrison Ado from Koforija says, is Kurt still at post? Nanado, showman kindly deserve this GFA. We want our football back. If the taxpayers' money is spent with like this, save us all by dissolving this current FA. Moses from Abokobi says, I went to a dance secondary school and in 2001 we had a colleague who does long distance races called Akora. The guy will finish a race and still be laughing and jumping around. He had a lion's hat. Shout outs to all the FFFR guys, especially Fuo Saka, Nate, Jabati, Charlie. Big shout outs to our YouTube community as well. You guys joining from all over the African continent. Also joining us from Europe, from Asia. Yeah, Charlie, we see you. We appreciate every bit of it. Let me read a few more messages and then we'll talk about some PL action this weekend. It's a big game this weekend. Explicit from Kaswa says there are times our favorite friend Aminu Shadow should be passing through the studio unannounced. Shout outs to him. It be tatale with that one. Hey, Charlie, your name part that. Mate Commodore says those journalists who counted the demo are part of the problems of this country. Athletes from Pojos by 2011, this guy was the Koforidua zone's record holder in long jump, triple jump, javelin, and discus. Same human being was a member of the zone's basketball, volleyball, and handball teams. I've never seen anyone like Abdul Karim, but you know, Ghana has a way of doing its thing. Charlie, the guy they play every sport. He literally listed every sport. Ofonzi Nick says, "Good evening, guys. The sports minister is just shameless, and I'm disappointed in him. How can you tell the whole country you spent $3 million in the space of 2 weeks for this shambolic performance from the so-called Black Stars, and he's still roaming free? As for Ket, the least said about him, the better." Kofi from Amasama says, "Good evening, Citi Sports crew. I agree with the majority chief whip and what he said in Parliament. The government must get involved in reviving Ghana football, even if it will attract sanctions from FIFA, because the incompetent FA administration can't be trusted." More messages. Let me get to the bottom and read more on athletics. This one says, "Good discussion so far to save our football. Those who held the presser against the Ghana demo are comfortable in their seats because their pockets and bellies are full." This one says, "Nothing will happen even when the president himself remains. It isn't it clear he's in the middle of enjoying." Okay, let me go back up and read a few more. This one says, Big show listening inside Amasaman. Okay, the sports minister should give us a proper breakdown of the budget, because $3 million USD for just 3 matches is just too much. Okay, I'm wondering why the president didn't change the minister after his poor performance and management. More thoughts on your high school athletes before we get to Coach. Tell me about high school when you were in like track and field when you were at Accra.
No, those days
in Tako.
Those days in Tako.
Oh, Charlie.
Accra Academy.
Where was it held? Where was Accra Tako held?
Where it was done at Accra Sports Stadium.
Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah, those days. When we talk about Intako, to be honest with you, Accra, those days we had may his soul rest in peace. Kweku Ninja.
Kweku Ninja, the policeman.
Yeah, but then he had graduated and gone. So you see, the people at ATTC, when they see Accra, they want to misbehave. Then will be the small boys who go and sit there. Then our people will be running. But the ATTC, they were very stubborn. When it comes to athletics, ATTC, then they were not only stubborn on the track, but they want to beat us in addition.
This
As for Achimota and Presec, and they don't come in those things. And ATTC realized that if they can silence Accra Academy, then they will be in charge of the whole event, and then the stadium belongs to them. No more. Can we be a vet man? Face stubborn. No. What to Kweku Ninja? Kweku Ninja. But no. If a black splat, black splat, and can bend and if you all the
what is going on there?
All the ATTs people know those scatter. Then you see Accra Kaduna. Bodo. Then you see. Look, those days, it was so.
Yeah, my brother used to tell me. My brother used to tell me 96.
Pain, man, come. Pain. Then everybody. Then we had some good athletes.
Yeah.
When those guys mount the track,
always produce good athletes.
Miles. I just confirmed. I got confirmed.
There were times where, but then he had finished. But when he would come and bring his support. When we see them and they come like that, no more, the whole stadium just turned upside down. As to how, as a country, we somehow succeeded to get all these things away from our education sort of calendar.
We are bringing it. We are bringing it live.
We are bringing it live and back. Thanks to Citi.
4 days.
Full blown days.
4 days.
This is the cost of so upgraded.
Enjoy
And we are coming our numbers.
and in a structured environment.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to
University of Ghana Stadium.
all former students are coming.
Charlie.
No, German number shike.
They say I should tell you that the meet and greet too is possible. So those of you who intercon, you see, own dressy, this one is on TV. and the Lile that you've been writing letters to. That Lile that you have been writing to.
True. If you want to see a holy child graduate, come over to NISAC.
You see this one, yeah, we can give you airtime. After you finish commenting about your school's performance, you can give your Lile shout out.
Oh, shout!
Thank you.
Yeah. Banoba do that few.
This one. See, you are on record. History will remember you.
Yeah, me.
And the most important thing,
I'm one of those people who actually complied with the Akraka Maries. Oh no more Joshua no more. Kemijele.
Oh, Chale.
Maries not gonna be here. No more me afford it.
Okay, Odumo Jalami.
and guys, and the most important thing is that the times are recognized times. So
Thank you.
World standard times, proper times.
If you clock a record time
and you do a record, it's a record that goes into the archive. Proper tartan tracks certified by World Athletics. So please let the athletes come. The agents show up because the next hot track and field star is appearing at NISAC. The next big thing is appearing there.
Thank you.
The US school agents and things show up because the next person
they will.
The next person to do it big is appearing at NISAC.
So the NISAC Games is happening live. Is at the University of Ghana Stadium the 24th to the 28th.
Amalehi. You know, Amalehi.
Oh,
no, look,
fresh.
Of late when I'm passing, those of us who go through that, no more cars again.
Fresh.
On a floor like that. Have you had a proper race and a floor like before?
Being captured by cameras, being previewed.
Look, we are coming our numbers.
It's going on.
NISAC.
I say the whole of this week, right? So watch out for us on the breakfast show. We'll be on Traffic Avenue. We'll be on Breakfast Day. We'll be everywhere. We'll be NISACing everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
watch out for the hoodies.
Thank
the
you.
NISAC hoodies.
All
white.
Drip.
White
I'll be introducing you to a few things soon. Just calm down for me.
Oh,
Chale. Thank you very much, Coach. Let's talk about the Chelsea game before we go. Big
Man
game.
City v Chelsea.
Big game before we go. Let's touch on that before we go.
Chelsea Benum.
No more Anyaka.
Anyaka Junior.
No, Menum.
No more Anyaka.
Which one is that?
Oh, no more 8+2.
That's not true. Chelsea will not lose by 8+2.
Oh, no more. No, I'm a few on it.
No, but they beat Crystal Palace 3-1 away from
home.
But coach, tactically, how would that play out for you? I mean, based on how Chelsea have been playing.
I'm worried. I'm worried for Chelsea. And you have to be. You see, I think this is the wrong time going to City. They are in that mood. The man has accepted the challenge thrown to him by Pep Guardiola, by Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp telling the people that he's leaving at the end. Pep psychologically knows what that would do for the Liverpool team. And believe you me, he's already sighted his Man City players for the battle. They've already gone 11 games now unbeaten. I foresee them going the next 10 or the next 11. How many is left? I think like with 14, 15 more games. I think if they go next 10, 11.
After this weekend is 13 more
13.
games.
So we are left with 13 after this weekend. I expect them to win at least 11 to 12 of the last 13. And therefore, Chelsea going
That will
there.
include trips to
Man United.
No. That will include
Liverpool?
Man United visiting. They're hosting Arsenal.
They have
Man
some
City going
wicked.
to
They have some
Liverpool.
wicked back to back against Liverpool and Manchester United.
Yes. But you see, for the game against Chelsea, this Chelsea team, look, I think the idea of shipping out all the experienced guys and trying to build from the scratch was not properly done. Apart from Thiago Silva, everybody in this team needs.
But they've shown this season that they can play a big game.
Chris, they
at
pulled
home.
off a 4-4.
It's at home. I've not seen them do that to one of the big teams away from, apart from the
They
Spurs.
got to draw against Liverpool on opening day.
Yes. No, all those things were at home.
Yeah, I mean, you're right.
At home. But when they step out of the breach, and I don't think there's any bigger test than what they are going to experience. So at the end of the day, like I said, apart from Thiago Silva, who obviously doesn't need any form of guidance,
But
every
he's-
other Chelsea
but
player,
no more crew. Do man no more.
He stretched and he
in Queen,
usually signals to the bench like
in Queen, so he's out. So you are going to have Disasi, Badeje, Gusto,
Your good friend.
the hairdresser. No more. You are going to be playing against Bernardo.
Gusto the hairdresser.
You'll be playing against Bernardo Silva, Elihana. Kevin De Bruyne is back.
Yeah.
He's completely transformed the whole Man City system.
He's balling out.
Guardiola as a manager looks very relaxed now because he knows that with De Bruyne, at least 3 or 4 chances in the game will be created, and he can bet his last peswa. Haaland folding. It's not now everybody's scoring. That is how dangerous the thing is. De Bruyne is scoring, Haaland is scoring, Foden is scoring. It's
true.
Bernardo Silva is scoring. Doku. They are all putting the ball in the back of the net.
the young ones, Oscar Bob.
So how do you stop such a team? Look, I'm very sure Mauricio Pochettino is having sleepless nights. Tactically, what can I do? I think it has to be about damage limitation. I don't expect Chelsea to go 2-2 like they did at the bridge. You dare not. Because if you go 2-2 in 10-15 minutes, you'll be already 3-0 down.
Sure.
And you don't want a Pep Guardiola team to be beating you 3-4 very early. Because he will keep telling them, for the sake of fairness, like he once said, the game is a fair sport.
But
So keep
Chelsea
going.
will find inspiration from teams like Spurs. Spurs went there, got 3-3.
Yep.
No, but Spurs is better than Chelsea as we speak. In that Spurs team, there are a lot of experienced players. The Argentina World Cup winner, there's Son Heung-min, there's
Madison is in there.
There's Madison, very experienced.
Spurs actually do have a
They
more
have-
coordinated squad than
Exactly.
Chelsea.
Bissouma is experienced in the league, and the likes of Sa and Co. How enjoy. But if you look at this Chelsea team,
Yeah.
apart from Thiago Silva, maybe Caicedo, and then look, Chelsea would have Chilwell, but he himself, you can't trust him of late. Injury prone. How should Chelsea play for them to get a result? I think they have to just find a way of taking the steam out of the game, be very calm, very compact, and then wait for their moment. Their moment will come when City lose the ball and they also try to see whether they can pass the ball and then go in the attacking sense. That is where I think they will be most vulnerable because I don't see how they will go.
I just want to ask, how important will Cole Palmer be knowing City the way he knows Man City?
Yeah. Just a quick one.
I don't think he's going to have an impact. He's too young a boy. If there were experienced
You mean
players
they know him better than he knows them?
and the fact that the pressure of going back to your former employers and
You want to prove a point.
prove a point. At the stage, he needed people. You will imagine they
He
had
needs people
N'Golo
he can
Kante.
defer to.
They had to go look at the Kovacic, Jorginho,
Yeah.
people like that in and around him. Oh, you go and do your thing. We'll support you. Yeah, young man, we'll guide you.
Yeah.
But now he's been asked to take the bull by the horn
and
on
be-
behalf
and be
of
the
team
guy.
and be the guy. I think the quality of Man City will be too much for him to.
Let me get a quick shout out that's been coming in. Francis, one of our sales managers here, he says
Francis Degbo.
Francis Degbo says that he wants to give a shout to Kotopazi from Ketasco. A guy's called Kotopazi. Say he used to do the poll vote. Hey Charlie,
Kotopazi.
He said Kotopazi used to just chalk in the corner while the others used to come and pretend as if they were doing something. He just be giggling and going through his warm-ups, come through, and it's a wrap.
Shut it down.
And they shut it down. So shout outs to Kotopazi wherever you are. Send me more messages. I'll read those messages to end the show on your greatest high school athletes. I'll do a couple of them and then we'll finish. So Sapashini says that we had a guy back in Tamasco called Sombela to mean small rabbit. Guy was something else in sprinting and he's the best I've ever seen. Okay. This one says it's from CM Plaka. Says nothing beats an athlete who represented Ghana in 4 different Olympics in the triple jump, was in several national teams in hockey, cricket, basketball, and volley. Professor Francis Dodu of Achimota School. Yeah, Francis Dodu is the guy. He's paid his dues, man. Samuel Kofi Nyampong says the best athlete at my school, St. Martin's, was called Scarecrow. 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x100, plays handball too. Interesting thing is that I broke all his records by the time I completed school in 2011. Oh, okay. Samuel Nyampong, nice one there. Lucien Adote from North K says, Dear Sports Panorama panelist, my best athlete from SHS was Gad Boache, Accra High 2002. Tale Gad Boache, wherever you are, somebody is recognizing you. Albert Kisi says, Suarenzo was a superb athlete at St. Peter's 2011 to 2013. Suarenzo. DJ Fire from Adenta says Accra High 0402. Gad Boache, Ernest Aka, Derek Frimpong, Kweku Setre Boache, aka DJ Fire. The best hands down. Thank you guys. Thank you, Coach Christopher Nimley.
Panorama, shout out to me.
Okay.
All the way from the United States of America.
Thank you.
Wifey. Look, she's the wife to one of my very good friend. In fact, my junior at UCC. She's called the Royal Mama.
Hey, Charlie.
Royal Mama. She's a
Mama.
gospel artist.
Oh,
sings very well.
Royal Mama.
They are so crazy about the show. God willing, when she comes around,
shout outs to everybody.
she will come to the
listening.
studio and come and popo her voice.
Charlie.
Royal Mama. God bless you.
Nathan Kwao, any shouts?
No, shout outs to everybody who came to
Protest.
the protest. We really appreciate
Nice
it.
one.
Let the counter protesters go on the street of Ghana. Ghanaians will beat them up good. If they are men like we did, they should go.
Shout out to everybody who
Yeah.
came around. We really appreciate it. We want Ghana football to work. So
Yeah.
we are all in this together.
So thank you very much for doing the listening. My name is Benjamin Nketia. Nathan Kwao, you heard him there. Coach Christopher Nimley. We had Veronica Comey joining us as well. Yao Jaminta and Bernardo Bekuotre. Production in the background, Edwin Kwakofi, Bernard Sauce. Studio hands from Marcus Kufalo. Thank you very much. The show will be on Spotify and all other podcasts, so do wait for it. We'll leave you with a Premier League preview.